Good morning to all of you. On the last day of our presentation of semester 2, I am going to present about Surrealism as a revolutionary movement of 20th century. This is my personal information table of contents. So, first we start with what is Surrealism. Surrealism was an artistic and literary movement of early 20th century, which was inspired by previous Dada movement and founded by French writer André Breton. He wrote his seminal Surrealist Manifesto in 1924. Surrealism developed out of the pure Dada movement, which existed as an anti art movement in the initially produced artwork that defied reason. Here, quote by Angry Britain. Surrealism is based on the belief in the omnipotence of dream in the undirected play of thought. Origin of the movement. Horrors of the war left a deep impression on society, with artists attempting to convey the confusion and anxiety felt within the artwork they were creating. Surrealism became known as a predominantly visual art movement in 1924. Apollinaire was a French avant-garde poet who had coined the word surrealist in his play, which was performed in 1917. However, it was Henri Breton who really defined surrealism as an artistic movement in his 1924 Surrealist Manifesto. So we talk about famous surrealists. Uh, One is Pablo Picasso. He was a Spanish artist and known as both a Cubist and Surrealist. Picasso is considered to be one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. From 1925, Picasso started experimenting with the style of Surrealism, with his artwork frequently characterized by dreamy representation of figures with haphazard facial features and deformed bodies. He tries different paintings and artistic movement in his art. So we can't consider him only as a surrealist. He is a surrealist also and cubist also. And his most well-known surrealist paintings are the sculptor Women with Flower and Grunetia. Max Ernst, he was a German artist, rose from the Dada movement to become one of the earliest and most ardent surrealists. He experimented with automatic drawing, collage, cut-ups, frottage, and other techniques to achieve unexpected juxtapositions and visual puns. His 1921 painting, Celebs, it was his famous painting, places a headless woman with a beast that is a part machine, part elephant. The title of the painting is from a German nursery rhyme. Frida Kahlo and Rene Marguerite. It's a famous painting, The Wounded Deer, and this iconic painting depicts Frida Kahlo as a wounded deer punctured by multiple arrows. She painted the painting after an unsuccessful spinal surgery in New York in 1946. By presenting this self portrait of herself as a hunted half stage, half human, she shares her suffering with the viewer, her choice to represent herself as a stage a male deer. Rene Marguerite, most famous surrealist, was a Belgian artist. He achieved a great critical acclaim for his idiosyncratic approach to surrealism. The treachery of image, Gologonda, and the Son of Man, these are famous surrealist painting by him. So these artists are trying to express their view with this art, and how they use technique. It's a very brilliant way. Surrealism in literature. Surrealism was not just limited to the visual art, it became influential in literary circles. Surrealist magazine, which was La Revolution, Surrealist, Les Surrealism, you service de la Revolution. It's a French language, and it's published in French. The surrealists in cinema used new techniques and approaches to free the art of cinema from traditional storytelling. Surrealism sculptures introduced the element of three-dimensionality and touched to the idea of bringing the unconscious to life. So these are example of surrealism painting. Uh, these are based on Spanish Civil War, and how these artists use this movement and this technique to express their view on Spanish Civil War, and they support Republican Party and people of Spain in this war. So first painting by Salvador Dali. In this painting, a grotesque body tears itself apart in an act of self mutilation that serves as a metaphor for a nation divided against itself. So Spain is divided in two group. One is for Republican and one is for nationalist. So he tried to explore in this painting this theme, how Spain is divided in two groups. And another one is by Pablo Picasso Grunicia. Picasso was asked by the Spanish Republican government in exile to create a picture for the Spanish pavilion at the Paris International Exhibition. This was by in response of Republican Party, and it when Nazi Germany attacked on a Spanish village, Grunicia, and so many innocent people die in this war, and he tried to explore this in this painting. Another one is by John Miro, Seated Women in 1939. The expressionistic seated women can be seen as a final manifestation of John Miro's painterly savage works characterized by violence of excusation and imagery. So these are the example of surrealist painting and surrealist artists, and how they try to explore their contemporary political and social issue by their art, and they support no, people, citizens of a country, and they try to criticize the political party or power who ruled any country. And when I asked ChatGPT what is surrealism, how this art used to describe war and politics. So it's a relatable answer by ChatGPT. And surrealism in politics and war is used as a means of critiquing and subverting dominant narratives and power structures. And surrealist artists often created works that reflected the chaos and trauma of war. Uh, so surrealists try to explore World War and Civil War, and in their painting and their arts. These are my work citation.
Insia, according to you, how did surrealism influence and shape 20th century literature?
Surrealism is a very famous art of 20th century, and it uh, influence and shape on 20th century. Uh, with this art, artists try to convey messages to the society, and try to shape their society, and they try to explore contemporary issue with this art.
In India, how has surrealism influenced contemporary art and literature?
Surrealism is also famous in this time. Many artists use surrealistic themes and technique in their art, and it's challengeable for a traditional form of painting. And with this painting, they try to convey deeper message of contemporary social issues in their art.